Hello friends, I am Dr. Robert Clay from Crossland College, Brahmawar. Today I would like to explain what is conflict resolution. This topic is part of the syllabus for the final year rural development students of Mangalore University. Let's go. First let's understand what is a conflict. It is a disagreement between two or more people or between two or more choices. The key word here is disagreement between two. Let's understand the concept better. A conflict can be viewed as a different aim, goal, or objective between two or more parties. Not all conflicts are negative. If it is managed well or resolved properly, it is a very good tool for team development in an organization. Now let us look at the sources of conflicts. It can be a disagreement over a decision or an action, or conflicting values and perceptions between two people or assumptions. Sometimes the negative emotions such as stress, anger, fear can cause conflict. Sometimes the ego and insecurity of both the parties involved can cause conflict. Most often, conflict arises because of the miscommunication between two parties. Basically, there are four types of conflicts. First, intrapersonal, that is, the conflict within an individual. For example, at times we are confused to take a decision like which course to study. Second, interpersonal conflict, that is, conflict between two persons. Next, intra-group conflict, and that means conflict between members within a group. And the last one is intergroup conflict or conflict between two groups. Now let's try to understand what is conflict resolution. What is conflict resolution? It is simply a process of finding a peaceful solution to a disagreement between two parties. If I have to explain further, conflict resolution is reducing the negative effects of a conflict and enhancing the positive outcomes. In simple words, it is a peaceful ending of a conflict. What is the process of conflict resolution? Basically, it begins with the understanding the root cause of the conflict, and finally, it ends with finding a workable solution to the conflict. Let's understand the 5 steps involved in resolving a conflict. The first step, it is identifying the source of the conflict. It can be done by collecting a lot of information, by asking several questions related to the conflict. The second step is to look beyond the actual situation and look for the real cause of the conflict. At this stage, we should not get stuck with the emotions. And the third step is getting the viewpoints and solutions from both the parties. The fourth step is listening carefully to the solutions and listing out the merits of each solution. And the final step to resolve a conflict is reaching a negotiated agreement. While trying to resolve a conflict, it is good to keep the following points in mind. First, we should control our negative feelings such as anger. Then, we should listen to the other person with an open mind. The negotiation should lead to a win-win solution, and it should be a solution that is brought together by both the parties. Now, let's move to the methods of conflict resolution. Most of the available literature on conflict resolution speaks about 5 methods. They are avoiding, competing, collaborating, accommodating, and compromising. Avoiding simply means withdrawing from the conflict. In competition, one party tries to be a winner at any cost by defeating the other parties. In the method of collaboration, it talks about a win-win solution to the conflict. In accommodation approach, one party gives in, and in compromise method, both the parties give up something. Let me now give you the highlights of these 5 methods of conflict resolution. 1. Avoiding is simply a wait and see attitude in solving a problem. Competition is all about one party wins and others lose. Accommodating is all about one party giving in towards the other party. In collaboration, both the parties find a win-win solution to the conflict. Compromise is all about a mutual give and take. Now, lastly, let us look into the conflict resolution skills. Let's go. First, let's understand what is a conflict. It is a disagreement between two or more people or between two or more choices. The key word here is disagreement between two. Now let's look at the skills needed in solving a conflict. First, a clear communication. It involves active listening and trust building between two parties. The next skill is ability to understand one's own feelings and the feelings of others, as well as managing those feelings well. We call it the emotional quotient skill. The next one is empathy. Empathy is feeling what the other person feels, or simply put, it is putting ourselves into the shoes of others. The fourth skill is creative problem solving. It is all about brainstorming new creative ideas to find a solution to the conflict. The fifth one is the ability to control one's negative emotions and listening to the other person's point of view. And lastly, being assertive. It means not being aggressive or not hurting someone while expressing one's view, and also not simply accepting what others are saying. I hope with this I'm able to give you some ideas on the topic conflict resolution. Thank you.